What's up, everyone? I've been a part of several church plants or church startups, and as soon as we sort of get going with our Sunday gatherings, people start to ask, when are we going to have a youth group? When are we going to have something for the kids, a Sunday school? When are we going to put together a worship team or a choir? When are we going to have a men's group or a women's group? You might be surprised to know that none of those things are in the Bible as we look at the early church. Now, I'm not here to say those things are wrong. There's two ways of looking at the early church in the New Testament. You can say if they're not doing it, we shouldn't be doing it. Or you can say if they don't forbid it, then we don't forbid it. I'm kind of door number 2 when it comes to that. If the Bible doesn't forbid it, I'm nothing wrong with having a youth group or a Sunday school or a choir or whatever you want to have. And I happen to be a big proponent of men's ministry. I think men tend to share more when there aren't women around. So I think that we can have all those things. There's nothing wrong with that. But the idea that they are essential, that we have to do those things. In fact, it can really encumber a church plant. When you're starting up a new church, the idea that you have to get a big staff going, you have to have lots of program, and that you have to get these children's things, youth things, men's things, women's things, musical things, all of these things put together, it's just not necessary. It really isn't. We need to do those things which we are gifted to do, those things which come easily for us, those things that the people in the congregation are gifted to do, because it's such a burden to put together all of those things. And so many people as church planters start to think, well, hey, if we don't have all of those things, we're not a real church. Well, there's churches in full-blown revival in Africa that have never heard of a youth group. You don't have to have all of those things in order to be a successful church. So it might surprise you that none of those things are in the Bible. The Apostle Paul had never heard of a youth group, a Sunday school for kids, had never heard of a men's ministry, a women's ministry, or a music ministry, or heaven forbid, a bell choir. Never heard of those things. Please hear me. There's nothing wrong with those things, but please don't feel obligated to do all of them. If we start to try to do all of them, it can wear us out and actually slow down the development of our churches. Let the Holy Spirit tell you what to do and what not to do. We do a lot of that at our church. We call it prophetic prayer. At our board meeting last night, we spent a lot of time in prophetic prayer, asking the Lord what to do for Christmas, for Advent, for our theme for next year. And he came through and we had a lot of confirmation. We need to open up our ears, listen to the Lord, and do what he tells us to do. I hope that you will subscribe to this channel. Please share this with all the church planters, all the people starting churches that you know. Please share this with others. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.